listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What is going on, people inside of that internet machine? My name is Chris Miller. Welcome to the show, episode 20. Can't believe that we made it. 20 episodes. Amazing. Very hip thrift stores. For those of you that don't know, I mean, like Monday and Tuesdays are my day off. And I work third shift, so it's kind of hard for me to do stuff during the day because that's my sleep time. But like I said, today's Monday. It's my day off. So we hit it, man. We just had a great garage sale, haul last weekend with the Game Boy and the NES and all that stuff. So I was pretty excited to get out there and see what we could find. First thing we do, we ran a Goodwill, and for $3.99, picked up one of the most disgusting Nintendo 64 controllers that I've ever seen in my entire life. But the joystick is nice, and all the buttons pressed down, and they got that nice snap to them. You know what I'm talking about? So that should be easy to clean up, and of course it came with a memory card that was like all crusty and stuck in there. So let's see. I don't think that's a first party one, but so we'll take that apart and we'll clean it up. Throw it in there. I always say you can never have too many controllers. So there you go. Okay. So, hit up an Ohio thrift, and they had some Nintendo games there. I had 3 of those games that were $4 a piece. Picked up a game that I did not have. So, for $3.99, picked up Pro Wrestling Black Box Series. Actually, like I said, I didn't have this game, but I'm actually a little bit excited to play it because this is the game that Pat the NES Punk plays at his panels and all that stuff. He has a Pat Challenge, and there's this one, and then the Abobo Challenge and Double Dragon. So it's definitely cool to add an NES game to the collection. It's definitely cool to see NES games and cartridge games in general out at, thrift stores and retail stores. I went to Half Price Books. You guys saw in the video there. They were sports games, for the N64 and the Super Nintendo, but they were games. So I think that's pretty cool. All right. We hit up, another store, and they didn't have any games, but they were kind of wheeling stuff out, and it was kind of behind the counter, like it was in a shopping cart in between the glass counter and the shelves. So I'm kind of, giving it the once over, and I see this sticking out the side. See a Nintendo. I see this part of the Nintendo sticking out. So I asked Leah, I was like, hey, can I see that? What's in the bottom of that cart? So for $25. Now today was blue tag and orange tag, and I did not want to leave this here for yellow tag. This thing, with the exception of some small nastiness there on the top, it's actually in really great shape. It plays. I hooked it up, popped in a game, and it fired up first time. And it's really clean. It's still got this sticker on the inside, which you don't really see that a lot anymore. The Nintendo helpline, maintenance or service. But it was in a box, so in the box there are some other items. There were 2 NES controllers. So the power cord and the RF thing. But I thought it was strange. There was a Microsoft Xbox 360 AV cable. There you go. And then I don't know what this wire is. It's got, looks like composite on one side, and then it's got this jack on the other side. I don't know, like an audio jack. So if anybody knows what this cord goes to or what this is, leave it in the comments section. I'm just going to throw it. I know I said this before. I got a tub where these loose wires, I'll just wrap them up and throw them in there in case I ever needed them. So if you guys know what that is, let me know. There was one game in there, Super Mario Brothers 3, and it's a really nice label on this one, as you can see. And I'm not really sure if I want to keep this and a controller and then sell the rest of it. NESs sell for about $50 in my area, so I might be able to double my money and then keep Mario Brothers 3 and one of the controllers. I like Mario Brothers 3. Don't get me wrong, it's a fun game, and it's one of those games that instant nostalgia. But I have it on Super Mario All Stars, so I don't really need it. And if it helps me sell the console faster, then I'm more than happy to give this up. So, all right. Last place we went this week was a cash advance. It's like a payday loans kind of place. And as we struggle to find alternative ways to find games, the only thing I can recommend is, listen, the only thing I can say, really, it's not really a recommendation, but the only thing I can say is, like, we all know the eBays and the Craigslist and the 99 Gamers and the pawn shops and the thrift stores and the Goodwills and this place and that place. So you really have to use all your resources to find other places to find games. Maybe places that the Sharks haven't hit yet or don't know exist. In Ohio, Central Ohio, we have Cashland Advance. That's what it's called. And basically, it's a payday loans and pawn shop. The majority of the business that they do, I'd probably say 85-90% of the business that they do is on their loans. You go in, get your loan or whatever. But they do intake stuff like a pawn shop. So I always stop by there. It's in between the thrift store and then another thrift store and a buybacks that I go to. So it takes 3 minutes to run in and see what they have. I haven't been there in a couple weeks, but I stopped by this week and they had Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic for the original Xbox. That one is complete, and that one cost me $1.99. Now, this is the third video in a row that we've picked up a Star Wars item. 2 episodes ago, we grabbed a Battlefront for PlayStation 2. Last episode, we grabbed Battlefront and Battlefront 2 for the original Xbox. And here we are again grabbing Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic for the original Xbox. Now, I have this game up here in the Xbox stack, but like I said, with the Star Wars movie coming out, the new Star Wars movie, and the new Battlefront game, I have a feeling that some of these Star Wars games are going to go up in value. So if you have some, or you can get some at a good price, go ahead and just pick them up. Because even if you don't sell them right away, eventually they're going to sell because it's Star Wars stuff. So I'm standing in line. It's like taking forever because everybody in front of me wants to apply for loans and do all this stuff, and It was maddening. I almost didn't want to wait in line because I was in line for maybe like a half hour, and I didn't want to wait in line to pay $1.99 for that. But I could see in the back, behind like the counter and in the, like kind of not the cash room, but like the storage room, and I saw a big plastic bin, and all I'd see was like DS games and 360 games. So I figured, hey, I'll stick around and I'll ask. So I asked the lady, I said, hey, are those games in that box back there for sale? So she runs back there, and she's like, yeah, I think they're for sale, but what are you looking for? And I said, well, do you have any PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, old cartridge games, Nintendo Game Boy? You go through the spiel. And she's like, well, all this stuff is like Xbox 360, and there's a bunch of sports games or whatever, so I'm not really interested in that. Just bring me all the PlayStation 2 stuff. So she brings me over a stack of PlayStation 2 games, and, there are a couple sports games in there, and like Spider-Man and Avatar and that kind of stuff. And then she had a stack probably this big of just loose disc Xbox games and whatever. And then she had a little stack of PlayStation games. So I'm looking through the PlayStation games, and there wasn't anything really in there. But I did find a gem, guys. Not a very common game to find. Team Buddies for the PlayStation 1. It's a midway game. It's it's kind of like a military strategy puzzle game kind of thing where, you got your team, these little guys right here, and you have to take out the other team. It's kind of like Army Men a little bit, if you think of it in terms of kind of that kind of game. But yeah, so this loose disc is selling for between $50 and $70, and somebody actually has one of these on eBay right now, just the disc. Buy now for about $75. So yeah, definitely happy to have that. I said, how much will you charge me for that? She goes, those games are all $1.99. So definitely happy to pick up Team Buddies for $1.99. That's going to do it so far. We might hit some garage sales this weekend. We'll just see what happens. Hope you guys enjoyed that music. That was Otis McDowell. What is going on, guys? Whew. Had a nice back half of the week. If you're wondering why I'm sweating, it's because I'm watching Cops. Step Brothers. You haven't seen that movie? That movie's funny as hell. Just got back from garage sales, man, and it's getting kind of warm, and it's only like 10:20 in the morning, so it's getting pretty warm. All right, so there's a community sale. They posted on Craigslist. One of the pictures was a box, and inside the box I could see a Super Nintendo with Mario World, Donkey Kong Country, a few sports games, and Super Mario Kart. And there was about 5 games that I couldn't really tell what they were, and I could see there was 2 controllers in there as well. So I did everything that you're supposed to nowadays, right? Like you email ahead of time, hey, can I swing by and pick this up early? I showed up to the community sale. They're supposed to start at 9. I showed up at 7:50 just to see if they were putting stuff out in their driveway. I walked up. I said, hey, I'm sorry I'm early. I just got off work. Is it okay if I look around? And she was like, yeah, sure. So I walked over to their video game table, electronics table. Didn't see the Super Nintendo. So I immediately asked, right? I said, hey, did you have a Super Nintendo posted? And she said, yeah, but my son decided that he wanted to keep it. And I said, listen, again, I took a lot of small bills, try to make it as accommodating as possible. And like now you have to take it to that pain in the ass level. So I was like, well, does your son have any games that maybe, he doesn't want or doesn't play that I could take a look at? I mean, I brought cash. I'm ready to buy. And she said, well, I don't know. He's actually not here. This is my parents' house. Whatever. But so we missed out on the Super Nintendo a lot. But while we were there, they also had PlayStation 2, some PlayStation 1 games. I'm trying to think what else. I think that might have been it. Oh, maybe like an Atari flashback out of the box. I think that's where it was. But I did see some PlayStation 1 games. I said, how much are your PlayStation 1 games? She said they're $5 a piece. So I picked out 3, and I said, hey, would you take 12, which is $4 a piece? And she said, yeah, sure. So first game that I picked up did not have it, so I'm happy to have it. It's a Capcom game, Dino Crisis. Again, PlayStation 1 games are pretty easy to show you if they're complete, right? You got the manual on the back art. But yeah, Dino Crisis for $4. And the other two games I picked up because I know that they hold their value, they trade well. Crash Bandicoot Warped. Now it's that one with the 3D cover thing going on, which is kind of nice, which means it's a black label version. Just in case maybe you didn't know, I also have a player's choice version of the same game. The player's choice version didn't come with that holographic cover. And if you notice on the black label version, the disc is in color. Whereas on the greatest hits version, the player's choice version, the discs are this just metallic and black color. So if you ever see loose discs out and about, and you see like the one that's got color to it, that's supposed to be in a black label box. So, you know, I don't know if you want to pick that up or whatever. But last game I got, one of my favorites. Man, it's pretty close up there with Einhander. But Metal Gear Solid, probably, I would have to say this is probably my favorite PlayStation game. PlayStation 1 game of all time. It would probably be a tie between this, Einhander, and the first Siphon Filter. But this one was complete. And like a bunch of these 2-disc games, Disc 2 is absolutely flawless, so I guess they didn't get to that one. So definitely happy to have that. That was yesterday. Today, a friend that I work with, she said in their area they're having a big community sale. It's kind of like an annual thing. And man, they do their community sales right. They go to everybody in the community. Now there's 40, I wrote it down at the bottom. There's 40 plus sales listed on here. And what they do is they'll give you the street ad, or the street number, the street name, and then they'll give you a blurb. You got one line to tell people what you have at your sale. Now this thing is 2 pages, a page and a half, like, you know, whatever. A whole page, front and back. So I went through and I circled everywhere that had video games, and I made sure this thing started at 9. Again, I got there at 8, making sure people, you know, were setting up. Hey, can I buy your stuff now? Can I buy your stuff now? Because you really got to play that beat the shark game at these garage sales. And I'm telling you, now you have to email, get there way early. I mean, you gotta be on it. You just can't show up late. But the people that I actually know that live over there, very nice people. Used to work for this girl's dad when I worked at my old employer. That's how we know each other. Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt. Got it for free. So, a free game. I'm going to try and get this sticker off of there. And it's actually, the label's actually not in bad shape. There's no chips or dents or dings in it. So, we'll have to see. And the back's pretty good too. We'll have to see how that compares. If I get that sticker off, how that compares with, you know, the one I have. Maybe I'll swap it out. Maybe it's an upgrade. All right. So I went around the sales. There was one lady, they had like one Wii game left, and it was like a Sing It or Sing With Me or something. So we passed on that one. But one of the other sales had some games, and she wanted $1 a piece for them. So I bought 15 games at this one sale. All right, so the first game, first and only Nintendo GameCube game, Disney Extreme Skate Adventures. Now, believe it or not, this is like a $10 game for some reason. I don't know. I've never played it. But it is complete. Case could use a scrubbing. But it looks like it's like a skateboard game with the Disney characters. So, yeah, okay, for $1, we'll throw it in the collection. Couple Xbox games, original Xbox games. Picked up the Sonic Mega Collection Plus. That one is also complete. Now, I own this for the GameCube. Now, that's only the Sonic Mega Collection. The Plus didn't come out for the GameCube. But I do have it for the PlayStation 2. So I don't know if I'm going to keep this one and swap out and get rid of the PlayStation 2 one, because I'm not really into having, you know, the same game or whatever, except for like Hydro Thunder or something. So we'll see. The other Xbox game I picked up was TMNT Mutant Melee. That one is also complete. So for $1, you know, I'm a big fan of the Ninja Turtles. Actually, we're going to put that right up there. Boom. There it is. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Melee. Picked up some Xbox 360 games. And I picked these up, not for me. I picked them up for the kids so we could like start getting ready for Christmas and birthdays. Their birthdays are kind of in the back half of the year. So pick them up and put them away. Save them for that. Turok, the Dinosaur Hunter. That one's complete. Looks like there's a registration card or something in there. So, Avatar, the game, complete. I don't know if I showed that really good. Avatar. Aliens versus Predator. Now, we just picked this one up for the PlayStation 3, I think last episode or the episode before. But that one's complete. A loose disc copy of Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. I do like the Banjo-Kazooie game for the N64. Never played this one, so maybe we can sit down and play that one with the kids. Disc only. Hey, if anybody has the case and manual for that and you don't want it, hit me up. All right, and the last game is the game that they don't want, so I'll probably just end up selling it. Picked up the orange box for $1. Now, if you remember a couple episodes ago, I tried to buy this for my son at Half Price Books for $15, and he bought it with his Microsoft points, so I ended up taking it back and getting Animal Crossing for the GameCube. So here we go. I guess I was destined to have this game. Yeah, so the orange box, complete. We'll find something to do with that. Like I said, I don't have an Xbox 360, so that's trade bait or for sale. All right, let me swap these out real quick. Now, I knew when I hit the publish button on my PS2 collection video that I should hold off and wait and probably till the end of the summer. But I just wanted to make that video, so hope you guys enjoyed that. If you want to see more collection videos, let me know. I definitely don't mind doing them. Picked up Star Wars Jedi Starfighters. I love Star Wars games. It's a Star Wars game that I did not have, so definitely happy to have that. It's complete. Rampage Total Destruction. That one is also complete. I've never played a Rampage game that wasn't on the Nintendo. X-Men Legends Rise of the Apocalypse. That one is also complete. Destroy All Humans. That one's complete. Now, all these games are in pretty good condition. They do have like stickers and dust on them. And you can see a little dust on there. All right. This one didn't have a manual, and I was kind of disappointed. Gauntlet 7 Sorrows. I do like the Gauntlet, the other one, Dark Legacy, for the PlayStation 2. If you guys get a chance to pick that up on the cheap, pick it up. It's pretty cool. And there it is. No manual. But the game's in there. So maybe we'll pick up the manual somewhere down the line. Alright, and the two most valuable PlayStation 2 games in here. A game that I didn't have. It's actually on Metal Jesus' Hidden Gems list. Mr. Mosquito. Now this is like a weird one. That one's complete. Basically, if you can tell, you fly around as this little mosquito and you kind of time your attacks and you suck blood out of this family. And I think if you do it like 3 times, like you're able to complete the game 3 times, maybe you get something. I can't remember what Metal Jesus said, but whatever. Cool. And I love adding oddball games, like games that maybe you never heard of, to my collection. Alright, so when I saw this game, it was the first game I actually saw. I immediately grabbed it, and it's the most valuable game in that lot, but it didn't have the manual, so got to detract from the value a little bit. Guys, we picked up another copy of Jurassic Park Operation Genesis for the PlayStation 2. And like I said, this one doesn't have the manual, but this game, from what I understood, was not very easy to come by, and it's a pretty valuable game. And just so some of you guys don't accuse me of taking the manual out and showing it again to kind of show off or say I got 2 copies, here's my other copy. There's the one with the manual. And there's the other one. But, yeah, so we've got this copy of Operation Genesis, and I think if I can sell this, or just sell the Orange Box game. If I can just sell the Orange Box game, that'll pay for my whole day, and I might be able to keep this, just in case of emergency. But if I sell this as well, then we'll definitely be have more money than we spent. So, guys, that's it. We rocked it at the garage sales this week. We've had like 2 good weeks in a row. So we just need to keep this momentum going and hopefully find some other great gaming stuff. Last thing we always do, man, we give shout outs to new subscribers. This time we had 2 subscribers. Pedro Silva, thank you, my man, for subscribing. Pedro actually has a YouTube channel, so there'll be a link in the description. Pedro does, there's like some anime stuff, and there's just kind of like some random videos, like some concert videos and that kind of stuff. So if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely click on the link, check it out. The last channel that we had was a Glitch Cult. And on their channel trailer, they self-describe themselves as 2 dudes just playing video games. And that's what it is, man. You click on their videos, and they're playing, random games. It's just 2 dudes, man. They're just playing games. So if you're into that kind of stuff, it's kind of like Retromancers a little bit. So, or I guess like Benevolent Dick's Co-op Bro Off. It's kind of like that. So if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely click that link and check out that channel. Guys, I got to go to work tonight, so I'm going to take a shower and go to bed. So hope you guys are having great garage sales, and we'll see you next time.